fog.
It is Wednesday,
we are
my
dancing.
dudes.
I'm not dancing.
We
Why
are
not?
dancing.
Halfway through the week, come on,
True.
get dancing.
You know,
For
it's
some of us,
Wednesday.
by the way.
It's
It's my
your
Monday,
Monday.
so
Oof.
watch
Dancing
what
for
you say. Dancing for Monday.
Well, good morning. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday. I'm Scott Ingen.
I'm Saquon.
I'm Dillon. Vote.
All right,
Welcome back to you.
we'll get back to you in a second. We got to tell the people where they can watch us. every day,
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. You can always watch us on our InForum YouTube channel. You can find us on your favorite podcast platform and on inforum.com/podcast under InForum Minute as well. Now to Dillon.
That's me.
You talked a lot about fog this morning.
Again.
And yeah, again. Seems like this is like a continuous pattern.
Every
And
single day
really-
this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, every single day this year we have had
Literally
fog.
every day.
When you
Yes,
say it like
literally
that,
every
it
day.
just like catches me off guard. You know?
Yes, yeah, no. It catches me off guard.
Yeah, and it seems like we've just been talking about it, obviously every single day because what the heck? This
Yeah.
fog just won't
Yeah.
really leave.
We had an inversion yesterday and the day before, and we kind of started to break that a little bit, at least western
Yeah.
counties have, and hopefully we continue to break that as a breeze picks up over the northwest today, and hopefully gets rid of the fog and also improves air quality, which is not great right now
Right.
because we're trapping the pollutants in the lower half of the atmosphere in that inversion. So air quality's been rough the past couple of days. Hopefully it improves today with the front moving on through, gets rid of this inversion. We get some cooler air for the day tomorrow. High temperatures only in the teens, which does suck, but
I
air
don't
quality
think it's that bad.
Could
air
be
quality
worse.
will
Yeah.
it could be worse. It is January.
Right.
It will be much better
Yeah.
air quality than today. Finally, maybe something other than fog, which is exciting.
That would be nice.
Maybe,
good.
hopefully.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see. We're sitting at 21 degrees right now.
Okay.
We're up a couple more degrees, up to maybe the mid-20s if we're lucky. But
Okay.
then start kind of cooling off through the afternoon as that breeze picks up, and that's about it.
All right.
A couple of flakes I know right now in northern Minnesota.
Okay.
See that on radar.
Alrighty.
But nothing too significant. If you're headed down to the Twin Cities,
Oh, yeah.
there's a lot of freezing rain there
Oh,
this
okay.
morning.
Yeah.
And I know there's been many crashes down there. I've heard, just following a meteorologist from the Twin Cities, I know it's just been an issue. I think buses got pulled from Minneapolis Transit.
I think so. I saw some tweets about that.
Yeah, so that usually doesn't happen. So it's
Yeah.
pretty icy down there because they got freezing rain overnight. So headed that direction, just a heads up. Otherwise here, a couple of snow flurries really in the fog.
Okay.
Which hopefully clears out
Yeah.
today.
Okay, sounds
Alrighty.
good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dillon.
Thank you.
Okay, before we get to some of that breaking news and some other major headlines, we want to give you guys a heads up, especially for those of you who live in Fargo. Starting today, that the city is going to be shifting its snow removal focus to residential areas. Crews are going to be out working from 7:30 to 5 today, tomorrow, and Friday. City's encouraging people, obviously, who park on streets to move their cars. That's to make some room for those plows to get through. So today, they're going to be focused on areas north of I-94 and east of I-29. Tomorrow, it's going to be areas south of I-94 and east of I-29, and then Friday it'll be areas west of I-29.
Alrighty, let's get to some breaking news out of Moorhead this morning. One person has been displaced after a fire broke out at their house. Firefighters responded to that home in the 6400 block of 1st Street North just before 1 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
Moorhead's battalion chief tells WDAY that the fire started in the basement of the home and they were able to put it out in about 15 minutes or so. He also gave us a very rough estimate of the damage cost, being about $50,000 or so, which is pretty significant. We're still working to find out what exactly caused that fire. Stick with us for any updates on that situation.
We were also following some more breaking news this morning that I didn't include in this. I'm sorry, Scott.
It's okay.
But it came on right as we were on the air. There was a high-speed police chase with speeds reportedly reaching about 100 miles per hour. It started in West Fargo, then into Fargo. So multiple agencies were a part of this high-speed chase.
Yeah.
West Fargo Police, I think Cass County Sheriff's Office, and it ended somewhere in Cass County. And we do know that people are in custody for that high-speed chase right now. So right now, it's very little information. Obviously, there's an active investigation going on as to, why they went on this high-speed chase, what happened. We're also trying to figure out the names of all of those people who are in custody right now. So make sure to stick with us throughout the day for those updates.
Absolutely. All right, another fire situation, I suppose. Fire marshals are still investigating what is suspected to be an arson at a West Fargo home. Firefighters were called out to that home on 17th Street East in West Fargo around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. When they got there, they rescued an unconscious man who had been barricading himself in the basement of the home. Investigators believe that man is connected to the fire. He was taken to the hospital. His condition is unknown at the moment, but we're working to learn how he's doing, what his name is, and what charges he could potentially be facing. Of course, we're going to have those updates throughout the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, we know that a woman is in jail for leading police on a chase in Jamestown. So we're talking about 32-year-old Ashley Morago. She's accused of driving with a suspended license, reckless driving, fleeing, and failure to stop. An officer tried to pull her over, but then she took off, eventually getting out of her car and then starting to run on foot. They were able to track her down at a house on 11th Avenue Southeast in Jamestown. So right now we're trying to figure out what formal charges she will be facing.
All right, today people who live in Jamestown can sign up for what's being called valet garbage and recycling services. That's where a city employee will pick up those containers and take them to the street for you so that the bins can be emptied. The containers must be placed in a visible area near your house or wherever your garbage bins are. They just need to be in clear view so that they know where they're at, with a clear path to the street, so that they can be put on the curb. And then, so one thing with this whole thing though, the workers are not gonna go inside any buildings to get the containers for you, and the service is gonna cost $10 a month and is charged through the city's utility bill.
Yeah, really quick also, some national breaking news for you this morning as well. The Federal Aviation Administration announced this morning while we were on the air that they were trying to fix a system outage. And that, we didn't know the implications of that at first, but we did hear from the FAA a little bit later that they were gonna be pausing all of its domestic flights, until 8 o'clock our time. Now, I haven't seen an update quite yet on what this is or if that's picked back up. Of course, we will continue following that all throughout the day. But again, all domestic flights have been put on pause.
Yeah, including here in Fargo.
Yep,
Hector,
here in Fargo.
The last time we checked it, all the flights
Yep.
before 8 o'clock scheduled to take off
Yeah.
had been delayed.
Yeah.
And what we're kind of being told that we read this morning
Yeah.
was that this is something that's a system that the pilots use in the planes
Yeah.
to track like potential hazards, and it's something they do as part of their pre-flight check essentially.
Right,
so
before
they
they
can't,
take off.
can't fly
Yeah.
because it could be dangerous.
Yeah.
So we're going to continue to monitor that situation. I know
Absolutely.
President Biden was asked about it. He said there's not a known cause behind it
Yeah.
yet, so that investigation
So
is
just,
undergoing.
yeah, stick around for those updates, guys.
All right, what else we got this morning? North Dakota is actually suing the federal government for money they've lost from frozen oil lease sales. Projections show that the state lost more than $9 million monthly due to these freezes. Oil and gas production are, of course, essential to North Dakota's economy, making up actually 54% of its value, as well as creating more than 60,000 jobs. So in addition, revenue from that oil production goes into state departments like education, health and human services, infrastructure. And at this rate, those freezes could cost the state more than $10 billion, or $1 billion, I should say, in a 10-year span.
Oh, wow.
So,
Yeah, still a lot. Also in Minnesota, lawmakers are fast-tracking a bill that would save taxpayers more than $100 million. This bipartisan bill would bring Minnesota's tax code in line with the federal tax code for the first time since 2019. It would give Minnesotans access to tax breaks made available during the pandemic that they previously couldn't use. We know this updated tax code is expected to make it to Governor Tim Walz's desk by the end of this week. If he signs off on that on Friday or by Friday, that the changes of the tax code will impact 2022 tax returns. Filers would also be able to submit amended returns for filings between 2019 and 2022 to take advantage of those added tax breaks for those years.
and meantime, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has made a pitch for a new paid family and medical leave program, essentially a PTO program. The plan includes a sliding scale for the amount of pay beneficiaries could get through this whole thing, but it offers up to 12 weeks of partial paid time off for both medical and family leave. Walz argues that the plan could help Minnesota attract employees. Of course, every state,
Yeah.
every industry is dealing with worker shortages, so that's just a move they're maybe going to make to just, put one more thing out there
Yeah.
and make people attracted to come to Minnesota to work.
Yeah, totally. Okay, now the big headline of today of what's been, gosh, it feels like weeks now.
It has been. Long
Yeah,
time.
no winners still of the Mega Millions lottery. And we know this morning that the jackpot has now soared to an estimated $1.5 billion.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, and this is the second largest in the lottery's history. This kind of reminds me of the Powerball situation that we
Yeah.
were just reporting on a few months ago as well. So there have been 25 consecutive drawings with no winners since October. Next drawing, Friday, January 13th. So Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Which we were talking about that this morning. If you win, you can of course have the funds broken into an annuity for the full amount, or you can opt for the cash payout, which would be $708 million. Still a big chunk of money there.
Yeah, could do a lot with that. That'd be crazy to win it,
Yeah.
especially on Friday the 13th.
I know, we were
Turn
talking about that.
bad luck around.
Yeah, turn that bad luck around.
All right. Also, this morning, 9 o'clock a.m. to 11 o'clock, we have Dom Izzo with Hot Mic. It's on WDAY Extra and InForum.com. Going to be talking all about probably the NFL playoffs, I would guess. They're going to be starting this this week, and so we're almost there. We got the matchup set. It's going to be a big, super wild card weekend.
Woo! All right, yeah, make sure you tune in to Hot Mic. And don't forget, for 99 cents a month for your first 3 months, you can get an all-access pass to InForum.com, something that we swear by every single morning here at WDAY. So if you're interested in getting that, you can just go on InForum.com/subscribe, and you can get that deal.
All right. A lot of breaking news this morning, nationally and locally, so make sure you stick with us both on air and online.
Yeah.
We're going to be on air again at 11, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10 with updates on all those stories and anything else that happens throughout the day, so make sure you're tuning in.
All right, we'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning from 5 to 7. Bye!
Have a good day.